What's up again there, guys? Brian, the Three Topics Gamer here to bring you another episode of my weekly Q&A show titled People's Questions, where I answer a number of questions that have been sent to me over the past week. We got, I believe, 5 questions this time around. All are solid. They're decent questions, and if there is one that does stand out to me, which I will save for last. Like always, if you know you sent a question in the comment section, you don't hear it in this video, chances are I answered it in the previous video, so to keep your eyes out for that. But starting off with the first question, comes from Brady Burke, and he wants to know, what video game would I remake and why? What game would I remake? Well, not so much remake it, but probably just remaster it. Is probably the original Star Wars Battlefront 2, because I still think to this day that's probably the greatest Star Wars game ever made, and I would love to play it again on modern consoles. I mean, it's a massive step ahead of EA's Battlefront 2, so yeah, that's probably the one I would choose. Next question comes from the Batman of Neo Gotham, and you want to know, as someone who has never played any of the Metal Gear games, which entry do I think I should start with to introduce myself? Easy. Metal Gear Solid 3. Simply because story-wise, it's at the very, very beginning. And most people, I personally think it's the best one in the franchise, and a lot of people agree with me also. So, yeah, you probably have to dust off your old PlayStation 3 if you have one, because as far as I know, those games have not been released on the PlayStation 4. I may be wrong, but I don't think they have. But yeah, definitely Metal Gear Solid 3. Next question comes from Cinti Scarpino. You want to know, do I feel that the recent live-action Disney movies are unnecessary? Absolutely. I did not see the most recent Aladdin. I will never see it till the day I die. It's completely unnecessary. It's just an example of just how far Disney has fallen. I mean, they've run completely out of ideas. I mean, they've screwed up every single franchise and property that they've gained over the past 20 years. And now they're going back and making these classic, timeless Disney movies into live action and adding all this SJW bullshit. And sorry, the fan just turned on. And it's just upsetting. They're unnecessary. And it just pisses me off. I mean, it just feels wrong. I mean, that's how I felt watching Beauty and the Beast. I mean, I was sitting there in the theater, I just felt like this was wrong. Like, this shouldn't exist, and it made me feel very uncomfortable. And I feel the same way about the Aladdin. Even though I've seen one trailer, and I knew I wasn't going to go see this. Heck, I knew I wasn't going to see this when this was announced. And moving forward, it's only going to be a matter of time until they make a live-action Toy Story movie, and that's just dumb. Next question comes from Shadow DC's Gaming, and you want to know, do I think that Jedi Fallen Order is going to be a terrible game? Shadow DC's, we can't pass judgment on a game due to a cinematic trailer. I mean, I need to see some story details. I mean, we have an idea of when the story is going to be taking place, but we don't really know exactly what the primary concept is going to be. I mean, is it just going to be following this Jedi as he's trying to just evade the Empire? I need to see some gameplay, and then I need to get my hands on the gameplay, and then I can pass judgment. But I don't really have much of an opinion. I mean, if they want to make it a solo campaign game, then fine. You're definitely taking it in the right direction that we haven't had for some time. But yeah, I'm not passing judgment on it until the game comes out, or until I actually see some gameplay. Maybe we might see some at E3. Maybe it'll come out a little bit later. And the last question of the episode comes from Phantom Sidious, and you want to know, what are some of my favorite memories of attending a game convention throughout the years? Okay, well, I like this one. Okay, definitely my favorite memory going to a gaming convention was when I went to my first E3, technically my first and only E3, which was back in 2013. And back then, that was when E3 was still kind of exclusive. You could only get to E3 if you were invited, and at that time, I was writing for a local newspaper here in Vegas, and I got invited to go to E3 and as media, so I thought that was cool. And I think the highlight of my trip was when I finally got to meet Rachel for the first time. It was, at that point I'd been watching her channel for a couple of years at that point. This was really at the beginning when I first started my channel. I mean, by that time I'd only been on YouTube for like a year, so it was exciting getting to meet her for the first time, and you know, she was awesome. But one thing that what made it even cooler is that as I was asking her to sign something for me, I literally, I don't know how this happened. It was like fate, like all the powers in the universe somehow came to this one point in time. I don't know how this happened, but as Rachel was like over here by me, we were like standing in front of the Square Enix booth. She was signing something for me right here. I literally turned to my left, and standing right next to me was Angry Joe. And I was like, wait a minute. Rachel was right here, and Angry Joe, he just walked up. Like I think he was just looking, he was like getting some equipment out, and I was like, holy crap, my two favorite YouTubers are in the same vicinity. I was like, how did this happen? And I just said, okay, I have to get a picture of this. And I was like, I don't think they knew each other. I mean, she might have heard of Angry Joe. I'm not sure if she'd met him before, but I was like, I have to get a picture of my two favorite YouTubers. And I think to this day, I'm the only one that has a picture of the two of them together. I'm not sure if they remember meeting each other, but I know I do. And that's like, that was the moment that solidified that I wanted to be in the gaming industry in a media fashion. Because if I could have experiences that magical or that surreal, then I can't imagine what would happen in the future. And I've gone to several conventions afterwards, but they've mainly been PlayStation experiences. But yeah, out of any moment that I've had at a convention, that was definitely the best ever to date. So yeah. And with that, those are all the questions that were sent in to me, or the majority of them that were sent to me that made it into the video. If you have any more questions you'd like me to answer in next week's episode, make sure to type them in the comments down below. And if you want to increase your chances of making sure they get into the video, make sure they have a little bit more depth. Otherwise, I will answer them in the comment section of this video. And like always, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, please be sure to subscribe, keep tracking me in my future videos. And like always, I want to thank you guys for watching. You're awesome, and I will see you next time.